I'm Debbie Chronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm here to show you how I got to making this card. So there was a process in it, and so today I'm going to share with you my process and where I went in between. So I'm going to turn my camera down so that you guys can see, and let's get started. Just go like this. Let's switch that around so you can see my tabletop, and that should do it right there. Okay. All right, so I'm using Sweet as a Peach stamp set today, which I have misplaced here. No, there we go. Sweet as a Peach. And so this is, I love this stamp set. I love the greetings. I love the font that they've used here. And so I think it's beautiful and it's fun to work with. I'm having a great time working with it. So today is the first time that I've worked with it. And so I'm going to show you what I've created and how I got there. So let me show you also, oh, there are dies that come with it. Let me open that up because the dies are inside. Oops, I've already got them scattered here. So let me tell you something though. When you're putting a stamp on a block and you have a die, like this one is a perfect example of what I'd like to show you. So this is my, my stamp on my block here. But when you put it on, you want to make sure that your die is going to line up exactly if you're going to be die cutting it. This one is lined up perfectly, if I can get it on there right. So sometimes if you don't, if this little part here is like over to the left, just, you know, a hair, or over to the right, a hair, then this is not going to line up when you go to cut. So whenever you're putting your die, your stamps on your blocks and you know you're going to die cut them, line them up. See, this one is off, so it's off a little bit right in there, if you can see that. So the stamp is just, I'm going to get it right up where you guys can see it. So the stamp is, let's see which end is, this end is the camera, is a little bit off from the die. So if I was going to do this, I would move this image just a little bit. This section right here, just pick it up and move it down into place. And that way, when you go to die cut, you won't go, oh, this die doesn't match this image, right? Because you want it to match perfectly. So I moved it the wrong way. That was good. So it needs to go up this way. So let's line up the top, line up the bottom, and then this is going to line up perfectly. Okay, so just a tip. So if yours is not lining up, try that. And then this set also comes with, the suite comes with this beautiful designer series paper, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to flip it. You know what? I'm not going to flip it. I'm just going to show you this side first, and then we'll go through it and you can see the other side. 2, 3, 4. This one makes me think of my grandmother's house. She must have had a wallpaper like this, I think. And then this blue, and then a beautiful stripe here. Ooh, sorry, bumped my camera. And then, of course, on the other side, we have the beautiful flowers. And all these sides, this side is all. I must have flipped that one over, didn't I? No, I didn't. I've got two of the same in here. I'm sorry, there's probably one missing then. This peach and that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I'm missing one. Okay, well, it's gorgeous paper. That's all I can say. And then this, on the back of your paper, you guys know that it tells you what colors it coordinates with. So this one is Balmy Blue, Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Early Espresso, Mango Melody, Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, Petal Pink, and Whisper White. So today I'm using Pale Papaya and Pear Pizzazz, and I'm not even using the DSP but it did give me a good place to kick off from. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use the colors that it recommends. I'm going to move my camera a little bit to the right here, just so that you guys are seeing more of my workspace. And then that way I won't be falling off the edge of your screen. Okay, so what I did is I started out and I had an idea. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I started out with this card and just stamping and getting a feel for the stamp set. Just a simple card, happy birthday. Use the pale papaya and the pear pizzazz and stamp my greeting in basic black. So it gave me a feel for what that stamp set was, or that stamp, and how it lines up, how the green, the leaf, lines up with the flowers. It also lines up with the fruit. But I wanted to get a feel for the stamp set to start with. But the idea that I had, I wanted to do masking, but I wanted to do reverse masking. So in reverse masking, usually when we mask, we stamp an image, and then we cut out a piece to cover that image, and then we stamp another image offset from it. And that gives us the look that things are layered behind. And so if you did a peach and you stamped another peach behind it where half of it was covered, then it would look like it was in the background. It would make you think that the first peach was in the foreground and the other peach was in the background. Well, that's what I wanted to do, but this is reverse masking. So what I did is I covered this area. So I took a piece of computer paper. Whoops, did I not bring it over here? I didn't. Must be on my desk. Here it is. Okay, so I took this piece of computer paper and I cut a circle in it. And I cut it off so that it would go on the edge. And so then I used my green glue, my trusty green glue. It's Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. And so I took that and I put a little bit on here, here, here in the four edges, the four corners, and then I smeared it, and then it remained tacky for a little while. So I didn't want it really wet, I just wanted it tacky. So then what I did is I placed that on here, and it was the same size as the paper because I started with a bigger piece of paper. And then I stamped my, my images on that. So this was covered and the image went onto that. Then I removed the paper and I have this beautiful image here. But it wasn't really what I wanted today, and my happy birthday is crooked. It's going downhill. So it wasn't really what I wanted today. I felt like something should be here. Felt like I should have drawn a line, and that's probably just me and my need for closure in that way. So I started playing some more and I came up with this one where I did the same type of thing, but instead of going in a circle, I went across the card. If you don't have the circles, this is a great card to do in place of it. So that's what I'm going to show you how I did it today. Okay? So I started with an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of basic white cardstock. And this is the extra thick. And then I have a layer of my, and all these measurements are on my blog. And they will be in about an hour. It's all ready to go. All it needs is this video. So, so then I started with a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 of the pale papaya. And then this piece is going to go, I'm going to attach this to the back of my white when I'm ready to do that. So then I took my basic white and I'm going to lay it here on my pad, on my mat. And I am going to put, this is a piece of 8.5 by 1 1/4 inch piece of just computer paper. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of sticky on the ends, and I am going to lay this. I want to center this. This is going to be the important one. This is the one I'm going to stamp the greeting behind, and it's the one that's going to be the edge for my images. So I am going to put this just like that, and I want it snug, but I'm gluing it to my background paper. This is the piece that's going to help me keep from it overflowing, because this image is large. And so you can see if I stamp like that, you can see what's going to happen. I'm going to end up with part of my image at the bottom, part of my image at the top, and I don't want that to happen. So when I start stamping, I'm going to lay this piece over top, just like that, just to protect it. So I'm going to start out with my Pear Pizzazz. And just ink that up. And I'm just going to start, and I want to watch because there's going to be a flower right in here and right down here. So I want my flowers to show up. And I want that paper to stay there. You want to press hard along the edge because you want a clean edge here. And I know that I can get 3 of these in here if I'm real careful. And I'm just going to go like that. I want to press good so I get a clean edge. Okay, then I'm going to move this one to the bottom. And I'm going to cover that up because I don't want that to get any ink on it. And I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. So I'm just going to start with that. And I'm going to come over here. Right on there. And then I'm going to go in the middle. Haha, I went too far that way. Okay. So I want to make sure that I get some pink in the middle, so I'm just going to go right there. All right. Then I'm going to close this up. Well, I'm going to move it away for now because I did this earlier and stamped green flowers in error. Okay, so then I'm going to come back, and now I can move this away. I don't think I'm going to need that, but we're going to watch to make sure. So my largest flower is what's going to go up at the top. So that's going to go right in here. And you can see it's going to go partially on. This one went all the way on, but the next one goes partially on. And I'm not worried about this bottom flower because it's not going to go on there anywhere. But I would like to get the top 2 on. And this one, let's make sure it gets inked all the way, because this one, I think all of them will show a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. So there's my large flower right there. And just press that good. So you can see this one is not as large as that one. That one, I did end up with a little bit of something here. Oh, that's from stamping this direction. Okay. Okay, and then there. And my third one is going to go just right here. I just want to watch this edge over here. Okay. Now, the trick. We're just going to move that out from underneath there. And I'm going to pull that off. We're done with it. Okay. So I'm going to stamp the happy birthday in the center here. Using the tuxedo black. I'm not going to, no, I'm not going to do it in black. I'm going to do that in green this time. I think it'll be pretty in green. In the Pear Pizzazz, and let's just make sure that it's not going to be dark enough. It's not going to show. Let's try it again. So you guys know that when you use your ink pad, you can see it on this one. So it's lighter in the center, darker around the edges. That's because this is where we stamp most of the time. So when you want it a little bit darker, go to your edges. So I'm going to go to my edge on this and see how it is. In comparison, it is darker, but I think I'll stay with the black. Just because I want it to really pop. And I'm just going to, I know that this is on the block crooked, so bear with me. Let's straighten it out. Let's do that. I don't want a crooked card. Okay, so I'm just going to lay my happy birthday right across there. tiny bit, come across, and I'm looking at the bottom of my block to see if my happy birthday is straight on there. Now, if I stamp it, much better. May not be perfect, but it's better. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in the middle here between the two. Sorry about the squeak, it's my dog and he wants in the house. Okay, and I'm not letting him in. So, not until I'm done. All right, so we can put these all, no, that one away. We have some little centers for our flowers. So let's go ahead and stamp our centers in our flowers, and I'm going to stamp those in the green. I really like them in the green. So in the Pear Pizzazz, and just put those little, it makes them stand out a little bit more. Oops, I should have done that one before I took my paper off. So I'm just going to lay this paper right there. And that one's not going to get one, or that one. This one could get a part of one, so let's lay that right there. So guys, the January through June catalog is going to be going away the end of this month. So if there's anything in there that you just love that you haven't gotten yet, make sure you get it, please. There is a host code on my website at stampwithdeb.com. I ask that you use that host code if your order is under 150. If it's over 150, don't use the host code and you will get the host rewards. This is 1/8 inch tear and tape. We do not carry this. I wish we did. Our tear and tape is wider, and I didn't want it wider here. So I'm just going to put that right across there. And I'm just going right along the edge of where my flowers are. And then I'm going to trim off those ends because I don't want them to hang over. I want nice clean ends, and I knew that if I tore them and left them, they would not be nice clean ends. Okay, so then I'm going to press that down really good. And then I'm going to come back with our gold fleck, gold leafing it's called. And I'm being brave today. I'm opening this up. The stuff goes everywhere. But I love it. It's not any messier than embossing if you use it right. So I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers. Oops, don't breathe into it. You'll make it blow away. The first time Sarah and Shelley did this, they ended up with gold leafing everywhere. And they did it on video, and it was so funny. Because they were being so careful while they were using it. And I believe Shelley set it down, and the next thing you know, she knocked it off the edge of the table or something. And so she had a mess everywhere. But I'm just going to lay it on there. Press it down. Pull it off a little bit. It's probably easier if I do it with my hands. Ooh, that's a big piece. That'll take up the whole rest of that, won't it? And it's very interesting because whatever you don't use just flakes off, just rubs off. I am going to use a dauber. See if I can pull some of this off and use it over here. Whoops, not getting it on. And the nice thing is it really doesn't leave a line or anything, so just like that. Okay, so then let me just take off this bottom one, and we'll use some of the scraps from up there on the bottom. And just put that there. And grab a little more. I'll just move this down here. Usually pretty good with my tweezers, but yeah, it's working okay. This stuff falls apart really easily. It comes apart. Okay, let's get some more. I love it with the tear and tape. You can do it different ways. You can emboss it. You can use, there's another way to use it. And so there are different ways to use it, different products to use it with. But I love it with the tear and tape because it makes such a nice, clean, straight line. Whoops, come here. And so I'm just gonna rub this off. Look at that. It makes a nice, clean line all the way across there. Okay, let's see if I can put some of that back in there. Let's clean that up, or it will be all over my house, right? It's kind of flaky stuff. So, there we go. The rest of this is going to just go in the garbage. Because see, it's everywhere. It just sticks to the container. It sticks to everything. Including me. Okay, we're going to put that aside. I'll clean that up later, the rest of the way. Let's pull this paper off just so that we can get this part into the garbage before it becomes a major mess. And my dauber is usable. Okay. All right, so back to our card here. It's just, there we go. Okay, now let's finish assembling our card. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this one. And just line this up. This is only an 1/8 of an inch. It's actually like a 1/16 of an inch difference. So it's got a tiny difference. And then I'm just going to attach this to my card front. So all of these products will be listed on my blog at stampwithdeb.com. You can hop over there and purchase them if you need to. If you're a demonstrator, you can order them for yourself. If you're part of my team, please order them yourself. This peach is going to be one of my upcoming classes. And so keep your eyes open. The registration for that will be coming out soon, very soon. So I'm just going to finish off with a few pearls, basic pearls. This does not have, the set does not have a bling that actually goes with it, but there are so many different ones that you could use. The gilded gems would go with it because I have the gold. There are so many different gems. If you need a catalog, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You can reach me through stampwithdeb.com. Just send me a message and tell me that you need a catalog and I'll see that you get one. So this is my card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next Tuesday right here, same time and same place. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.